Hi, this is Charles from Woodfast, coming to you from Perth, Western Australia at our HQ. Here we're going to talk today about the Woodfast BS250B bandsaw. This is a 10-inch bandsaw with a 1/2 horsepower motor. This machine is designed that it can be mounted onto a bench for benchtop operation, or you can buy the optional stand and mobility kit if you do want to move it around your workshop a little bit easier. This machine has a 120mm cutting capacity. Also has cast aluminium balanced wheels with polyurethane drive belts. You can put a 6mm up to a 13mm wide blade on it. And it has the toolless blade guide system, which means nice and easy for when you're making your adjustments on your machine. You just loosen it off. They're spring loaded and you can adjust it to your correct thickness, to your correct setting for your blade. This machine comes with the plastic clear cover over the blade just to help for safety. So it's perfect for schools, educational departments to give you key safety so you've got less chance of cutting your fingers on the blade. Each door has a micro switch in it, so the machine will not operate with the door open. It has no volt relay switching, so if the power is disconnected, the machine won't automatically restart. You have to repress the button to start the machine up. You've got a nice aluminium fence here, so you just loosen off the lock. You can move that nice and easily either way, and you can also put that on both sides of the fence and swap this around. Undo the bolts, swing that around, and then you can put the fence this way if you did need to use that. There's also a position for this on the side, so you can lock this out of the way when you're not using your fence. So it just slides on here, locks away, so it's kept out of the way, so you've got nice and easy to grab, but nice clear access. Comes with your miter gauge as well, so you can put it in your T-slot and adjust and do your 0 to 45. The table can also tilt from 0 up to 45 degrees. We loosen off this one thumb screw and then that will tilt over, and we can then lock that back up for doing any angle cuts. When you bring it back down to 0, there's a bolt here which will then allow it to come back down into the same resting position, 0 degrees. Tighten that up and then you're away to keep cutting. It's got a 65mm dust port on the back so you can plug your extraction in. This machine also has a quick tensioning device on the back here, so when you do finish using your machine, you can release the tension on the blade to stop any stretching from your blade, and then when you're ready to use it again, lock it back across and away you go. Your up and down for your height is adjusted by this knob, so we loosen off the lock knob, turn this up and down, and then we can set that. It's got a rack and pinion gear in the back, so it won't just drop straight down. It does give you a lot more control of the adjustment, your height adjustment, and then you just lock that up with the knob on the back, and away you go, and that's done. You've set your height. Your tools are all kept on the back in this nice tool area. So you've got a tool store for your Allen keys and for your spanner. So if you do need to make any adjustments, all your keys are kept nice and close. This machine comes with a 1/2 horsepower motor, which is designed to give you heaps of power, so it will tear straight through that Aussie hardwood timbers. This machine is also a 2-speed bandsaw. We can see that here. So our first speed is 460 meters a minute and our second is 1,000 meters a minute. We can see we've got our blade speed diagram on the front here, which tells us where to position our pulley. And if you have a look in here, you can just see there's your drive belt and there's 2 positions on the pulley. To adjust that is quite simple. So you just grab your Allen key from the back here, loosen off this motor, this bolt holding the motor on. That will allow the motor to pivot forward and loosen the belt, and then you can position it to the correct speed that you require. Just feed it onto the pulleys, make sure it's lined up nicely, put your tension back down, apply a bit of pressure to the motor and tighten that back up. And it's as easy as that. You've now changed your speed, so you've got your second speed on the machine. So depending on what your material you're cutting, this allows you to have different speeds for different materials to get the maximum cut from what you're trying to achieve. So when you're using the wheel kit, it's super easy. You just push down on this here, push down till you hear that click. Now you know it's up in the air, and then you can easily move the bandsaw wherever you want. When you're finished, you just got to push this tab down and that will come up and release it. And now we're back on the floor. This allows you, if you've got a small workshop, you can keep your workshop nice and clean and still maximize the space that you've got. To wrap it all up, this benchtop bandsaw has all the same features as its bigger cousins in the range. Great build quality, cast iron tables, induction motor, dynamically balanced wheels, toolless blade guides. Can't go wrong with this mean little bandsaw. Super powerful, easy to use, perfect for any workshop. We'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.